So there you go, for 1.5 million, get yourself a nice little house. So you got the hospitals, never know, state that, bit overloaded, and the schooling. Could you live here? Well, that's the question I'm going to ask in this video. It's a question I often get on my Facebook page, actually. What's it like living in the middle of nowhere? Now, I do spend a lot of time in Bangkok as well, so I'm going to give my opinion on what the advantages and disadvantages of living in rural Thailand. Now, I've touched on these subjects before, but I'm going to roll it all into one in this video, and on subjects that I think are important that might just edge your decision on whether you're going to stay in the big cities or venture outside. Now, we're going to start, as we do a lot of property tours on this channel, by looking at a little bit of land over there, see how much it costs, and we look at a little house over there, see how much it costs, just to show you the price disparity between rural Thailand and the big cities. And if you have a partner and you want to settle down, this could sway your decision. So let's take a look. Oh, bit of an event. The cows have turned up. There you go, look at that. It's all happening here in rural Thailand. Right, the little bit of land we're going to look at is actually next to the minimal house. We did a house tour there not so long ago. It's just up here on the left-hand side. And I'm going to give the owner a call. There's this plot here. And a wonderful mountain view. And let's check this out. So it's just over 3 rai. Now I'm going to give him a call and find out how much for one 4 square meter plot, because the Thai land metric system is a bit complicated. So for 1 square wa, which is 4 square meters of this land, will cost you 3,500 baht. For the entire 3.1 rai, which using the Thai metric system, I'll convert it down below, it's about 4.7 million baht, which is a bit over the government guide price. It's about 1 million baht a rai, or about 3,000 baht a square wa. So there you go. It's a wonderful view. But if we head over to Bangkok for a rough comparison, the area where my wife is from and I spend a lot of my time, according to my missus, the government guide price for that same little plot of land, 4 square meters, is 40 to 44,000 baht. Now it depends on who's selling it. The prices can range dramatically. And her neighbours sold their land, and that same little plot of land, the 4 square meters or 1 square wa, was going for 64,000 baht. So we're going from 3,000 baht or 3,500 baht here to 64,000 or 63,000 baht in Bangkok. And that is not an affluent part of Bangkok by any means. Yeah, it's quite a nice plot. Put lots of soil down there. So a few hundred meters away is a little house on I thought it was a good sized piece of land. We're going to check out how much that is, and yeah, you might be surprised. All right, I'm pretty sure this one's finished. Take a quick look. Ban said Leola. Any pay doได้ไหม? Okay, any bird la? Okay, so okay, come on, come. So here we go. You've got a pretty decent plot of land, as you can see. Mountain view over the back. A tidy little porch area. There we go. And this is going for 1.5 million baht. So you've got the living area here. It's small and cozy, but does the job. There we go, you've got a bedroom here with the aircon. This must be the master. It's a 2-bedroom property. Looks like we've got a ensuite here as well. There you go, look at that. So 1.5 million for a nice little house. Got a kitchen area here, I presume. Another toilet. Back area. And a decent plot size. So there you go. For 1.5 million, get yourself a nice little house with your missus. Now, it's contentious buying land and houses in Thailand, but that's a whole separate issue. But if you are going down that route, 1.5 million baht for a decent plot and a nice little house is pretty good. Yeah, tidy little properties. I'll leave the Google Map link and details down in the description if you want to come and have a look at those. Right, I'll get you a bit windswept here. So 1.5 million, what would that get you in Chiang Mai? I don't know, maybe a small condo, basic condo. You could probably pay rent on that condo, 10,000 baht a month. In Bangkok, well, the same area where my wife's from, we saw some condos there for about 3-4 million baht for a 25 square meter condo. So yeah, the price disparity is huge, and a lot of people do go down the building buying land route here. It's a contentious issue which I'm not going to go into in this video. Some people lease. I'll leave a link to a video that I highlighted before about an American couple who went down the leasing route. Most people rent, and I recommend renting, but if you have met somebody and you want to settle down and build your own place, you might just be forced into the rural areas to basically get a better bang for your buck. Another question you need to ask yourself, I suppose, is do you want to be part of local communities, the local villages here? And there you go, what's that? We've got a nice little house there. You see, we're in the middle of nowhere and we've got another nice looking, looks like another minimal style house next to a very old farmhouse. So rural life, it is kind of out of your comfort zone. You know, you won't be hearing much English at all, and yeah, you do have to socialize and be part of the community. And for some people, that is what you want. That's what you're looking for in when you come to move here. But most people like to have their creature comforts, be close to what they know. So it's not for everybody. And I actually know guys that have moved here with their missus from abroad into a rural setting like this, and they haven't got on with it. They've had to leave after a year. Either the wife's family have got on their nerves or got on the missus' nerves, because the Thai wives get a lot of pressure from the family at times, financially. So it's sort of things you need to take into consideration. And welcome to Dak Town. Now this is my local town. It's actually a provincial capital, but it's not a big town by any means. And the next 2 points are probably the most important in your decision whether you should stay in a big city or go for the rural life here in Thailand. Now, there are no private hospitals here. It's perfectly okay, but you will have long queues. Yeah, if you've got serious health conditions or underlying health conditions, this place probably, well, it would help you, but it won't have the same quality or qualified professionals as you would get in the bigger cities. Now, the nearest private hospital is 74 kilometers that way in Sukhothai. So it's quite a trek if you need to get to a hospital or a private hospital pronto. Now, the other reason is the schooling, the education. This is Annie's old school, St. Francis Xavier. I remember back in the day standing there watching her do the raising the flag ceremony. Actually, you can't really film around schools. Well, you can here. In the West, it's a bit dodgy, isn't it? But anyway, there are no international schools here. This is actually a private school, but my yearly fees are like 20,000 baht, which is just ridiculous. In the bigger cities, if you want a top tier or relatively good education, the international schools there start at about $10,000 a year, and that's just basic, and that's not even they can go up to $20,000. I mean, it's insane the prices you pay. But if that is important to you, you will not find that type of education here. And as I discussed in the video about raising a half Thai British child, or double as I like to call them, the Thai school system is limited. And I speak for Annie when I say this. Thai government schools or rural schools are fine up until the age of 8, 10 years old, combined with homeschooling. But after that, the high school years, you really need to look for something more beneficial, more adequate, problem solving. There isn't a lot of that going on in the classroom. There isn't sort of critical thinking. So you need to weigh that up. They're pretty big factors. You got the hospitals, never know how to state that, a bit overloaded, and the schooling. Now, driving in Thailand has its dangers, but driving in Bangkok drives me mental. It drives me absolutely crazy. Tailgated all the time. You've got mosquitoes buzzing around you. They're not mosquitoes, they're called motorbikes, and they're everywhere. You need eyes at the back of your head. You've got to use your mirrors all the time. Just traveling a small distance literally puts your blood pressure through the roof. And I hate it. I hate driving in the big cities here, even in Pisnolo, which isn't regarded as a big city. It drives me mental. So it's a factor of why I actually choose to live in a rural area. I mean, yes, in Bangkok and Chiang Mai you can get around on the buses and the train systems, but to be honest, Thais are very nice most of the time, but you get them behind the wheel of a car and it is absolute, it's law of the jungle and it's brutal. Now in rural Thailand, things are at a different pace. You don't get tailgated. You've got to watch out for chickens, suicidal cockerels, the odd cow that sort of just fancies losing it, or has lost the wheel and wanders into the road. There is a high proportion of drunk drivers here in rural Thailand, so you need to watch out for that. But you're not that tailgating, that constant badgering from motorbikes. You don't get it, and it's one of the reasons, just one, why I like living out here in the sticks. So yes, you can find produce here half the price you'd find in the big cities. And yeah, you can get a haircut for 50 baht, I think 3 times that, 4 times that in Bangkok. You can get a massage for 100 baht, 150 baht here. Cost you 4 times that in Bangkok. So yes, there are advantages, but you also, strings attached, you will not find your gourmet markets. If you're into your particular types of food that's only available in the big cities, you're not going to find it here. Now you can order online. I mean, Tinny's pies deliver all over the country now, so it is possible, but you're not going to have those beautiful cheeses, wonderful selections of meats and breads. So if that's what you want, or you want nightlife, or you want some high-so wine restaurants or wine bars, then yeah, I don't think rural Thailand's for you. But that is not to say we don't have our own little watering holes here out in the sticks. And we're just passing the bistro, Para Bistro in fact. Very nice place, great atmosphere. Big ordered beers here, Sahi. And you've got the craft beers up there. You've got your Hogarden on tap. So there you go. It's all there. You can have a dip when you've had a few too many as well. Look at that, fantastic. Yeah, and it's a very nice place actually. I go there quite often. I'll leave the Google map link below. But yeah, so there are watering holes here in rural Thailand. Not many. As I said before, if you like your, I don't know what they're called, sky rooftop bars, wine bars, all that sort of stuff, partying, going out to different clubs, different cuisines, then yeah, you might not get on that well here in rural Thailand. Now, if you haven't got anything going here, I mean, a lot of guys have farms set up with their partners, so they've always got stuff to do, hobbies. You know, especially those who've been working all their lives, suddenly retire, move out here with their partner and are twiddling their thumbs, and it is an issue. A lot of guys don't know what to do themselves, and yeah, you can get unstuck. So something to bear in mind. And if you think you're moving to rural Thailand to get away from the noise pollution, the air pollution, well, think again. The average AQI here was 129, and it hit 154 last week. Noise pollution, well, yeah, you got ordinations, you got marriages. There we go, there we got flashlights and everything. It's the rice fields there. Got the village head on the speakers in the morning, you got dogs. But saying that, 80% of the time, it's like this. beautiful, peaceful. Not my favourite time of the year, but the PM 2.5, and it's boiling hot. Temperatures creeping up. But this is what I have most of the time. But it can kick off at any moment. Completely separate topic. Had a storm here while I was in Bangkok. Oh dear. Look at that. Worse than that is the pine trees come down. Look. Oh, that's a big boy as well. I didn't know it was dead. The one up in the middle there. It's lucky it didn't fall and hit the house. I've got to get these trees topped. I keep saying it. The storms here, the summer storms, are like War of the Worlds, and it's scary. Well, it's hitting 41 degrees today, and the state of my poor candelabra. Look at the candles. It's actually it's so hot it's melting them out of shape. There we go. Let's straighten them out. There we go. Yeah. Got to have a candelabra. Right, I've been kicked out, and he's finishing a project there. So, could you live in rural Thailand? I don't know. Maybe some of you could. I think the best option is to get that sweet spot just outside of the big cities, maybe 10, 15 kilometers. So you're within touching distance. There are guys I know here that live like an hour and a half away from civilization. And some guys get on with it. If you've got a farm, as I said, you've got things to keep you occupied. But those that don't, and then you have the cultural differences and the language problems, that's probably the biggest trip up I've seen from guys here. They just don't know what to do themselves and just lose that passion for Thailand. So, yeah, a few things to consider there. They're the main points that I think are important, and I can just send this link to people who ask me on Facebook, this video link. But yeah, if you've got any suggestions or experiences living in the cities, if you've lived in both the cities and in rural Thailand, drop your experiences down in the comment section, because I've got quite an active comment section. I've got great subscribers, and maybe some of your comments will be useful to others. Anyway, I'm going to go back and hibernate because this is too hot to make videos, and the air's not that good, so I'm going to hibernate for a bit. So yeah, this was an impromptu video actually. I wasn't going to do anything, but I went to get some avocados. I thought, why not? So there you go. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to say stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you in the next video.